Hey guys, Dr. Kirk here with another edition of Functional Friday. Today we're going to dive into what I look for during the exam and some of the specific things that we do that are maybe a little unique to our clinic. So this is some of the indicators that we look for that are going to show us if you have dysfunctional movement and movement patterns, okay? First of all, I want to disclaim here and say that if you have a problem that requires X-ray, MRI, we send out to the appropriate clinic for that. If it's an imaging problem, we send you for imaging. It's not something that we mess around with, and we send you out right away for those types of studies. Now, if you don't require those imaging studies, which a lot of times people don't require an X-ray or don't require an MRI, then we take you through our functional movement-based exam. First thing we check out with our exam is posture. Posturally, there's some things that you can probably adjust very, very easily, maybe to take away pain and also to relieve some stress on some tissues that are maybe causing some problems in your body. Second, we check out your movement patterns. There's a lot of different movement pattern testing that we do. I always start with what's called the Selective Functional Movement Assessment. Now, the SFMA was developed by a guy by the name of Kirk. It's a very good baseline to check out functional movement for people with pain. Okay, and we check out movement in your entire body, not just your area of pain. And that may be where we're a little different than other clinics, but if something is dysfunctional in another part of your body in terms of movement, it can lead to the problem that you're having now. So it's important that we not only assess the area of pain, we assess your entire movement system to make sure we're really getting to the why of your condition, to the what is causing your problem, okay? The underlying condition, that's always what we're after. Breathing mechanics is actually a form of this movement pattern again. But we always check out breathing with people with low back pain, and people in general. We usually check out breathing on almost everyone that enters our clinic. Why? Because breathing is the first step to true core stability, okay? So if you're truly going to stabilize your core, the muscles that are activated during respiration are the same ones that are going to be activated if you really want to stabilize your core. Now, proper breathing consists of you breathing into your stomach and not breathing into your chest. It's something that we lose that ability in general from a very, very young age. People that sing a lot, they tend to have it down. They still breathe into their bellies, but everyone else, we're kind of always told to suck it in. So that's a problem because it starts to alter the way in which we're moving. If you look at like a baby, if you look at them breathe, they are never sucking their belly in. And we lose that the more we get adapted into society. So that's something that we always check out and always try to reiterate to patients the importance of proper breathing. Now, if you're on the beach or something, by all means, suck your belly in. But the rest of the time, make sure you're breathing into your stomach. So that's something we always look at. And then we look at if they can actually brace their core. So it starts with breathing, and then it goes to bracing, okay? We always check out any muscular asymmetry or trigger points. We want everything to be symmetrical, pulling from side to side, front to back. We also want all the proper muscular activation in different areas throughout the body. Now that can be shoulder, that can be low back, that can be core, that can be around the hip, it can be in all different areas of the body, and there's proper muscular activation patterns around those areas that we look for, and that if you're able to do that or not. So that's something we always check out. A trigger point is basically a muscle that's been pulling too hard for too long in the improper way. So that improper pulling has then led to that muscle almost going into contraction. So a part of that muscle isn't contracting and relaxing like it's supposed to anymore, and it's formed what's called the trigger point. We assess those, make sure we look for those, because trigger points are a very, very good indicator that your movement system is being altered in some way, and you're stabilizing that muscle to be able to compensate for something else going wrong. It happens in a lot of different areas around the body, but that's something we always look for, okay? Lastly, as a chiropractor, we always check on how your joints are moving. This is kind of the key to the puzzle, because as much as we want to get in the proper positions with those muscular activations and things like that, if your joints are not moving properly, chances are you won't be able to get in the proper positions in the first place. Okay, so we need that required range of motion throughout our joints for our muscles to start pulling properly. Okay? Also, if your muscles get stuck, or if your joints get stuck, they get locked up, stop moving properly, you start to compensate around that by moving more above and below the segments that are stuck, and you also can actually start to alter the way that your muscles start pulling from different vectors. So it's very, very important to assess all of this during our exam and make sure that all of this is in working order, okay? If it's not, that's guides our treatment. Now, I want to reiterate that the movement patterns is the most important thing here. We relate all of this stuff we look at back to movement and function, okay? So your body moves in a specific set of ways subconsciously a lot of the time. So if you're going to bend over and pick something up, you're not really thinking about how you're going to do that. Your body just knows how to do it. So if it has the improper movement pattern ingrained in your subconscious, that can be something that can predispose you to problems. Okay, how those movement patterns get altered is individual to each individual case. Okay, so it can be past injury is a very, very common one. It can be hobbies, it can be your work, it can be a lot of different things. But the key there is that we look at the movement pattern being altered and then we take the steps necessary to try to get that movement pattern to be as optimal as possible. So if you guys have any questions about our exam process, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. And if you haven't checked out our Facebook page, make sure to check it out, Premier Chiropractic here in Minot, North Dakota. If you haven't checked out our website, PremierChiropracticND.com. And if you have any kind of problem at all, maybe this will give you a little insight as to the things we're going to look for when you come into the clinic. So if you have a problem, make sure to give us a call and we'll get you into the clinic, get it taken care of. Thanks guys, have a great day.